Hey beautiful people, it's Sharice with Cooking with Sharice, and today we're going to make my infamous Crac Mac. It is so good. My mac and cheese is deliciousness, y'all. It really is. I'm going to show you how I make it, and maybe you might want to make it this way too, or add something to it, take something away, whatever your choice. You need a box of elbow noodles, 1 pound box, 2 cans of evaporated milk. I already wiped the tops off. Today I'm using a container of heavy whipping cream, 16 ounce, sour cream, stick of butter, 2 eggs, and I have a pack of cheese. This is for the top, 3 cups. This is going to go on top of it, and 2 1 pound bags to go in the cheese sauce. Okay, and make sure you have your half pan. This recipe makes 1 half pan. I already have pasta cooking. So what we're going to do now is get this cheese sauce going. Okay, so I have my pot here. And I'm going to add in my stick of butter. To my pot. Make sure you shake your evaporated milk before you pour it in. We're going to get this melted a little bit. I got it on a high heat right now just to get this butter melted. I'm going to check on my pasta. You don't want your pasta done all the way because you don't want soggy noodles. You want it like al dente, okay? Because the pasta will cook the rest of the way while it's in the oven. And I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees. And once I put it in there, maybe like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It depends on how your oven cooks. I do it until the cheese melts and it gets that little crispy crust around the edges. That's when you know it's good, honey. You want to make sure that cheese is melted. Okay, as you can see, the butter is melting down. I'm going to drain my pasta while the butter finishes melting. I already have my colander in the sink to drain it because we're going to pour this cheese sauce right over these hot noodles. Okay. Now we're going to add in our evaporated milk. I'm going to turn the heat down to a medium-high heat. Okay. Got that in there. Now we're going to add in our heavy cream. Excuse me. We're going to give it a little mix. And once this heats up, we're going to add the cheese into this mix, and the cheese is going to melt. And we're going to get our little cheese sauce. Okay? Meanwhile, while that's heating up, let's get our pasta in our pan. Excuse me. And see how the noodles are not soggy? They're nice and firm. That's what you want your pasta to look like. You don't want soggy noodles. Okay? So now I'm going to crack my eggs, whip it on up, and add it to the hot pasta. Okay, I got my 2 eggs here. I'm just going to whip them. And add them right to our eggs. Right to our pasta and give it a mix. Add your 2 eggs to your pasta and give it a mix. I'm going to give our little cheese sauce a little stir. Our little milk mixture. Alright. Make sure you mix that egg up in there really good. And this is when I season my pasta. You could use any seasoning you want. I'm using some garlic powder right now. I'm going to use some sea salt. I did salt my water that I cooked the pasta in. Don't forget to salt your water when you cook your pasta because it adds flavor to your pasta. So you don't need that much salt, just a little bit. And we're going to add in some pepper. Some cracked black pepper. And we're going to give that a mix. Meanwhile, our little milk mixture is heating up, so we can add this cheese to it, honey. I just give it another little stir. Excuse me. Now to my pasta here, I'm gonna add some sour cream. I know you like sour cream. Yes, tastes good, honey. Okay, that's like a half a cup. I'm adding it. Half a cup of sour cream. And we're going to give it a mix. Now I'm going to tell you, you're going to think, oh my God, this cheese sauce looks too thin. No, it's not. This sauce will thicken up upon cooking, honey. It's going to all come together in that oven. Okay, so we're going to pour this cheese sauce on here once it's done. We're going to put it in that 350 degrees preheated oven so that cheese melt and that crust form around the edges. And you're going to let it sit before you serve it. That's our oven beeping, letting us know it's ready to do its thing. So once your mac and cheese comes out the oven, let it sit for 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes before you serve it. You want all them juices and everything to come together, honey. You gotta let it rest. Okay, you gotta let it rest and come together. All right, so now that we got our pasta together, and once again, I put in the pasta 2 eggs that I whipped up, a half a cup of sour cream, and I seasoned it with garlic powder, sea salt, and cracked black pepper. All right, so now we're gonna focus back to our little milk mixture. Excuse me, got a tickle on my throat. So now our little milk mixture is heating up. Excuse me. Now to this, don't forget we're going to add in 8 cups of cheese. And I like to use the shredded cheese because it melts easier. You can use the block cheese, just cut it up into little chunks. It takes a little bit for it to heat up because you want it nice and hot so it could melt that cheese, okay? So while this is heating up, let's go over the ingredients again. You're gonna need 1 pound box of pasta. I like to use the elbow noodles. Sometimes I switch it up and use different noodles. Today we're using the elbow noodles. I use 2 cans of evaporated milk, 2 eggs, 1 stick of butter, 1 container, 16-ounce container of heavy whipping cream, a half a cup of sour cream, and the cheeses was 8 cups of cheese to go in our cheese sauce, and then 3 cups to go on top of it, that top cheese layer. Once we put that sauce on, we put that cheese layer on top and we'll throw it in that oven, honey, okay? Let's get to it. And yes, don't forget to salt your pasta when you're cooking it in your water. And then you're going to season your pasta also. I seasoned it with garlic powder, sea salt, and cracked black pepper. All right, let's get our cheese in here. Just going to put your cheese in 1 bag at a time. And give it a little mix. Add in our other bag. See how it just starts melting down into that pasta? All right, let's give this a mix. I'll bring the phone closer. So we're just melting this cheese and creating a cheese sauce. That's what we're doing. And we're going to pour this cheese sauce all over our pasta that we have sitting here waiting for it. I'm telling you, it looks like a lot of mixture, and it looks like, oh, that's not gonna work. It looks like it's too thin. It's not. It all comes together, I promise you. I've been making this for years and I'm never disappointed. You know, back in the day when I first learned how to make mac and cheese, my aunt taught me, my Aunt Carol, and she used the block.